Thank you for staying with us. This is Ann Parisi with Champion News Talk Radio, that's brought to you by championnews.net, your choice for the conservative voice. Boy, during the break, we went all over the place. Today, our founder, Jack Roser, and myself have Jerry Kohn, and we're talking about teachers not having to participate in the union and some of the things that the unions do. Jack, do you have anything that you want to talk about these teachers and how they can stay away from the unions if they choose to?
Why, sure. It's an outrage that people should be compelled to join a union or lose their job.
Compelled or intimidated?
Compelled.
Okay.
And the second stage is intimidation, which if anybody's being intimidated on the job to not drop out, because you can drop out. I should go back a little bit and point out that the National Right to Work Foundation took a deliberate thing way back about 1965 or so. They fought this Taft-Hartley Act, and it was our own Senator Dirksen that did the filibuster, and here's our politicians in the state of Illinois here would do well to look to the man. There should be a Everett Dirksen Day here in Illinois sometime, because he's the guy that saved this whole country really from having to put up with this. Starting with his filibuster, the National Right to Work organization took the same method that was taken by the people that wanted to bring the vote to the black folks in the South. They went to the courts, and they took on the cases of workers who were being intimidated by unions. And they took that nationwide year after year till finally they won their case at the Supreme Court in California. And then later on, they won at the Supreme Court level of the United States. And the Beck decision, boy, memorize this, because it's true, is the Beck decision says that they must return 80% of the dues of the teachers to the teacher, that it's illegal to take the money from them, because 80% of the dues is going for nothing but political work. So he took advantage of the law that was passed, the Beck decision, and a decision here in Illinois upholding it says that he can do that.
Can I ask you a question? Let's
He
say
can fight to not join the union if it's his purpose.
But now he did this. You did this for your spiritual conviction.
Yes.
Let's say a teacher doesn't want to do it for a spiritual conviction. They just don't want to pay the union. They just don't want to.
Okay. Yeah,
do they hold as much water as you do?
Right. No. There's two ways of filing an objection to agency fees. First you quit the union. Then you file a single sheet of paper. You file that with the Illinois Educational Labor Relations Board each year. Unfortunately,
you have to file it every year.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I said, I work through the National Right to Work Labor Defense Fund. They kind of do my negotiating for me.
Okay,
so they take all the labor out of my hands, and they're a wonderful organization.
What is it called again? Let's have our listeners.
Well, okay. You file an objection.
With the National Right to Work Labor Defense
Well,
Fund?
I did is
find out all of this stuff through Champion News or the Family Taxpayer Foundation, which is working on this thing.
Good.
And we can put your feet on the track, but it's an individual thing. The person has to do it themselves. But the National Right to Work and
all the information is on Champion News, where our listeners
Family
can tell
Taxpayer Foundation will help people get their rights.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's very simple. It doesn't require a lot of work, just filling out the one page. If you object on religious grounds, meaning there's something, either membership in the union or something the union is doing that offends your faith, you can file as a religious objector.
Does that hold more water?
Well, not necessarily.
Okay.
If you want to file as a non-religious objector, meaning you just have political objections or just don't like the union, whatever the case might be, you can file just a regular objection without religious reservations. Now, the difference is, the union would then have to demonstrate that the money they are taking from you as an agency fee payer is being all used for collective bargaining purposes on your behalf. That any money that they're using for political purposes, that is not chargeable. They shouldn't be. They will collect it from you if you don't object,
Yeah.
But if you do object, now they have to go before the IELRB and demonstrate that all the money they're taking is being used for collective bargaining, and they can't do it. Because, in my district, we negotiate a contract once every 4 or 5 years, and it's all done by the local people. So why am I paying $700 to this national and state organization that doesn't do anything for me? And so, yeah, if they had to prove it, they probably could at best prove that they were spending, 3 or 4% of the dues on collective bargaining, and the rest was going to politics. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, what'll happen probably, they might work out a settlement of some kind. In my case, because I'm a religious objector, I get a refund of about 42% of my dues. They come back to me in the form of a refund check.
What do you do with that refund?
I can do whatever I want with it.
Oh, okay, but you also donate. You also have.
They take money out of my check still.
Right.
So they still take a union fee deduction from my check every pay period, but then I get 42% of it back.
But you also donate.
Yeah, and okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I'll get to that too. The rest of it, because I'm a religious objector, the 62% that we agreed is chargeable, that goes to the Special Olympics of Illinois, in my case. So the union and I had to work out a deal where we agreed on a charity that would get the remaining.
Is that only for a religious objector? So
yes.
if a religious objector objects,
you can give the
part
remainder.
of that can go to a charity of your choice.
Yes, exactly. So the union doesn't get dime one of my money.
That's your money
none of
working
it.
for you.
Yeah,
That is
some of it comes back to me, the rest goes to charity. Now, if you're not a religious objector, the union gets to keep that 62%.
So
And that money is what has corrupted the state of Illinois. We'll have another section here.
There you go. That's where this goes. Well, you know what? We're going to be coming back, and we're going to hear more from Jerry and more from Jack. And before we go to break, go check out the Illinois Pension Scam Book, forwarded by Jack Roser, by Bill Zettler.